As of 2026, surveys show that more than 2/3 of Americans hadn't reviewed their budget in the past month, and the U.S. personal saving rate has been hovering down around just 2.6%. So most people are in one of two camps. Either they never made a plan for their money at all, or they made one once, filed it away, and never opened it again. And then the end of every month feels like the same quiet scramble, checking the account, hoping there's enough, wondering where it all went. If any of that sounds familiar, you're in exactly the right place, and there is nothing wrong with you. Today, we're going to fix that scramble with one simple, repeatable habit, a monthly budget reset. By the end of this lesson, you'll have a short routine, about 30 minutes once a month, that keeps your money organized, lowers the stress, and helps you actually move toward your goals instead of just treading water. Welcome to MoneyWise Academy. Let's get into it. So what is a budget reset exactly? In simple words, a budget reset is a regular check-in where you look back at how your money actually moved last month, and then build a fresh plan for the month ahead. And before we go further, let's define the base word too, because we never assume. A budget is just a plan for your money. It's you deciding in advance where each dollar is going to go, instead of arriving at the end of the month and wondering where it all disappeared to. Now, think of it like this. A budget isn't a stone tablet you carve once and obey forever. It's more like a small garden. If you plant it and walk away, the weeds take over. But if you tend to it for a few minutes on a schedule, it stays healthy and it grows. The monthly reset is simply that tending. Same garden, regular care. Here is why this matters in real life. Your money changes every single month, even when your paycheck doesn't. One month you've got a birthday and a car registration. The next month it's back to school, or the heating bill jumps, or a friend's wedding lands on the calendar. A budget you wrote back in January has no idea what March looks like. So when people say, budgeting doesn't work for me, what's usually true is that they made one plan and expected it to fit 12 different months. The reset is what keeps your plan matched to your actual life. That's the whole secret. Okay, so let's understand the routine in a simple way, step by step, like we're standing at a whiteboard together. Step 1. Pick your reset day and protect it. This is the day you sit down each month. A lot of people like the day right before payday or the first of the month. Put it on your calendar as a repeating event so you don't have to remember. 20 to 30 minutes is plenty. Step 2. Look back at last month and do it without any judgment. Open your bank account and your credit card and just read what actually happened, not what you meant to spend, what you really spent. This is where many people get uncomfortable, but I want you to treat it like reading a map, not grading a test. You're just gathering information. You might have seen this happen in your own life. You feel like you didn't really spend much, and then the numbers tell a different story. That's not failure, that's useful. Now you know. Step 3. Start your new plan from your real take-home pay. Here's the important part. We build the budget on your net income. That's the money that actually lands in your account after taxes and deductions come out, not your gross pay, which is the bigger number on the offer letter before anything is taken out. Planning around money you never actually receive is one of the fastest ways to come up short. Step 4. Cover your non-negotiables first. These are your fixed expenses, the bills that are basically the same every month, like rent, your car payment, insurance, and your phone. Fixed just means it doesn't really move. Lock those in at the top because they're not optional. Step 5. Pay yourself first. Before you plan a single dollar of fun money, set aside something for savings, especially your emergency fund. An emergency fund is simply a stash of cash set aside only for surprises, like a car repair or a medical bill, so that life's curveballs don't become credit card debt. Most experts suggest working toward 3 to 6 months of expenses over time, but you do not need that overnight. Even moving a small, automatic amount every month counts. The point is that savings is a bill you pay to your future self, not whatever happens to be left over, because usually nothing's left over. Step 6. Plan for the irregular stuff. This is the step almost everyone skips, and it's the one that quietly wrecks budgets. These are the expenses that don't show up every month, but absolutely show up. Holidays, car registration, annual subscriptions, that wedding gift. The trick is a sinking fund. Think of it like this. A sinking fund is a little category where you save a small amount each month for a known future expense, so that when it arrives, the money's already waiting. You're not surprised because you saw it coming. Step 7. Give the rest a job. Whatever's left after fixed bills, savings, and sinking funds is your flexible money. Groceries, gas, dining out, entertainment. Assign it on purpose. Some folks like the 50-30-20 idea here as a rough guide. Roughly half your take-home for needs, about 30% for wants, and around 20% for savings and debt. It's just a starting frame, not a law. The real goal is that every dollar has a name before the month begins. And one bonus habit, a quick 5-minute check-in halfway through the month. Just glance to see if you're on track. That's it. The monthly reset is the deep work. The mid-month peak is the steering wheel. Let me give you a practical example so this feels real. Say your take-home pay is $4,000 a month. Your fixed bills, rent, insurance, phone, come to about $2,000. You pay yourself first with $400 into savings, which is 10%. Then you fund your sinking funds, $100 for future car repairs, $50 for the holidays, $50 for annual subscriptions. That's $200 set aside for surprises that aren't really surprises. Add it up. $2,000 plus $400 plus $200 is $2,600. That leaves $1,400 for everything flexible: groceries, gas, eating out, fun. Now here's the reset part. Next month, you sit down, look back, and notice groceries actually came to $700, not the $600 you'd planned. No drama. You simply bump groceries up by $100 and trim dining out by $100. The plan now matches your real life. That small adjustment, month after month, is the entire magic of this routine. Let me point out a few common mistakes, because knowing them ahead of time saves you a lot of frustration. The first and biggest is treating your budget as set it and forget it, making one plan and never resetting. That's like using last year's calendar. It's just not today's reality. The second mistake is budgeting off your gross pay instead of your take-home pay, which makes the numbers look rosier than your bank account ever will. The third is forgetting those irregular expenses we just talked about. The people who skip sinking funds are the ones who feel blindsided by the same holidays that arrive every single year. And the fourth is going too strict. This is where many people quit. If your plan leaves zero room for any fun or any mistakes, it'll feel like a crash diet and you'll abandon it by week 2. Build in a little breathing room on purpose. A budget you'll actually keep beats a perfect one you'll quit. So what can you do this week? Keep it small. First, pick your reset day and put it on your calendar as a repeating event. Second, spend 20 minutes pulling up last month's actual spending. Just look, no judgment. Third, set up one sinking fund for the very next irregular expense you can see coming. And fourth, automate one transfer to savings on payday, even if it's a small amount, so paying yourself first happens without willpower. Quick reminder before we wrap up. This video is for general education only. Your situation is your own, so for big money decisions, it's always smart to check official sources or talk with a qualified financial professional who knows your full picture. Let's recap the 3 things to remember. 1. A budget is a living plan, and the monthly reset is what keeps it alive. 2. Look back without shame, then give every dollar a job before the month starts. 3. Pay yourself first and plan for the irregular expenses, because those two habits are what separate a calm month from a stressful one. That's the whole routine. 30 minutes, once a month, and money stops feeling like something that happens to you and starts feeling like something you guide. If you found this lesson helpful, subscribe to MoneyWise Academy, where we explain money in a simple way, one lesson at a time. I'll see you in the next one.